7 in the morning, almost. You're in line at the grocery store with milk, bread, and a rotisserie chicken in your hands. Ahead of you, a woman is trying card after card, hoping one of them goes through. You remember that feeling. You used to live inside it. Your card taps once. $1,462, gone just like that. The cashier doesn't blink. Nobody in this store blinks. Your old car sits outside, same dent it's had for years. You never bothered fixing it, not because the money isn't there, but because you stopped needing the car to say anything about you. Somewhere else, in an account nobody here will ever see, there's a number past $300,000. You checked it once last night, in the dark, then turned the phone face down and went to sleep. Nobody in this store knows that. You are probably the wealthiest person most of these strangers have ever stood beside, and not one of them will ever find out. 9 years earlier, $50 mattered. It was the gap between paying rent on time and scraping by a few days late. You were 24, earning modest money at a logistics job, splitting an apartment with a roommate who worked hospital nights. One afternoon, a coworker leaned over your desk, grinning at his phone, showing off a brand new truck he was about to finance. He wasn't reckless. He just believed, like a lot of people do, that a good paycheck deserved a shiny reward. You didn't judge him. You just didn't buy one. That same week, a quiet older man in accounting, the one with a cracked mirror taped to his beat-up Corolla, said something you barely noticed at the time. Nobody gets rich from a paycheck. They get rich from what the paycheck doesn't spend. You nodded the way you do when someone older says something wise. You didn't write it down. You didn't need to. That Friday, you opened a retirement account with $50, not because you had a plan, but because it felt small enough not to miss. The next Friday, you did it again. Then it became automatic, money leaving before you ever saw it land. 2 years passed, nothing dramatic happened. That's the whole point. No windfall, no lucky bet, just $50 becoming more, then more again, quietly while a coworker traded in his truck for a second one because the first still owed more than it was worth. Years kept passing this way, boring, repetitive, invisible. A car repaired with a YouTube tutorial instead of a mechanic, lunch packed the night before instead of bought. Somewhere along that stretch, a friend messaged you about a coin that was about to explode. You looked at it for a few minutes, then you didn't buy it. Weeks later, he was posting screenshots of gains that made your quiet, boring system look almost silly. Months after that, he stopped posting entirely. You never asked what happened. At 29, your account crossed 6 figures on an ordinary Sunday while you made breakfast. That same month, the market fell hard. Everything you owned turned red for weeks. A coworker panicked and pulled his money into something safer. You kept buying, on schedule, into a falling market, which in the moment felt like setting money on fire. It wasn't. It was buying more for less. You also got promoted that month and almost bought a brand new car to celebrate. You sat in the driver's seat at the dealership, thinking about your old one still parked at home. You did the math instead of the feeling and drove the old car home. 8 months later, the market recovered. Your account didn't just bounce back, it kept climbing because you never stopped feeding it while everything was on sale. By 32, a major car repair that once would have wrecked your month barely registered. You paid it without flinching. That same year, you ran a number for the first time. What could your savings quietly generate every year without you touching a dollar of it? The answer was close to your entire annual rent. Money was starting to work a job you never applied for. A neighbor with a nicer car and a flashier watch invited you into a real estate deal that turned out to be financed on every side. You said no, not because it looked bad, but because you didn't need it to be good. By 35, your combined accounts had grown far past your salary's reach. You turned down a bigger, flashier promotion, quietly, without explaining why. You paid for your father's roof without discussing it. You sent an old friend more than he asked for and forgot he owed it back. Meanwhile, the coworker with the trucks was on his third one, picking up extra shifts to cover the payments. The difference between you two was never luck. It was one small decision, repeated quietly for years nobody was watching. When your old car finally broke down for good, you paid more to fix it than it was worth. It made no sense on paper. You did it anyway. Some things stop being about money and start being about who you decided to stay. By 38, the number had crossed something you once thought only happened to other people. The hunger for it was gone. Only the habit of quiet living remained. Old friends had scattered by then.
Some struggling, some looking successful from a distance, financed thin underneath. You'd grown quiet about money in a way people mistook for coldness. There's a strange kind of loneliness in that. You can't talk about the number at a backyard party. Late one night, your old roommate texted, half joking, "Be honest, are you secretly loaded?" You typed an answer, deleted it. "I just never bought the truck," you sent instead. She laughed it off. She had no idea it was the truest thing you'd said about money in years. It's morning again. Same store, same milk in your hands. A different stranger stands where the last one stood, holding her breath the same way. Your card taps. The number on the receipt is almost identical to the one from 9 years ago. Your car is still outside, same dent. You'll probably never fix it, not because you can't, but because somewhere along the way, that stopped being the point. If a stranger guessed what you were worth by looking at you, they'd be wrong by an enormous margin. That was never an accident. Being unknown was the strategy the whole time. If this made you rethink what wealth actually looks like, hit like and subscribe. I want to know, what's the one purchase you've quietly talked yourself out of? Tell me in the comments. I'll see you in the next one.